I'm Paul Geekus. I'm the Metropolis Director of Ministries and Administration. And what that means as Director of Ministries, I have the blessing and the opportunity to work with all of our wonderful Metropolis ministry leaders. Everyone works outside of San Francisco. Everyone works remotely, so I try to provide them with whatever support they may need from the Metropolis offices, and often helping facilitate communications with His Eminence. I should say that I'm actually the Assistant Director of Ministries because His Eminence is the real director of our ministries. So what we're going to do now, in the agenda it says Ministry Circuit, okay? And what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to make history. We're going to try to make 13 ministry presentations in 30 minutes. I thought you would like that. And so what we are doing is we wanted to take this opportunity after 2 to 3 years of online ministry. We wanted to take this opportunity to kind of reintroduce our ministry leaders to you in person. And what they're going to do, they're going to come up one by one, sometimes by two, and they're just going to give you a 2-minute helicopter view of their ministry and what they're doing these days. And everything that they're doing it for you. All of our ministries exist for you, our faithful, our parishes. So my suggestion is, this is going to go quick. This isn't the time for questions and answers. Take out a pad of paper, write down your questions, because when we're done, then we're going to go down to the ministry pavilion, and you'll have a chance to ask your questions to all of our ministry leaders while we have a little social hour. One last announcement from me before we get started. In your plastic bags, Kristen is holding the beautiful ministry passport that she created for this event. And I just want to remind everyone, once you visit a ministry leader at their table and receive a stamp on your ministry passport, put your name on the back of the passport, get it into Kristen's blue bag there, and then at the end of the assembly tomorrow, if you're present, we are going to draw a winner. Well, you can only win the tablet if you're present. Okay, so just a little reminder. It's a remarkable tablet. Okay, so we're going to get started now. So we are going to begin with the fabulous Mrs. Jeannie Ranglis to tell us a little bit about what Philoptoos is up to.
Okay, 2 minutes. Christos Anesti. Philoptoos. We are an army of women. We are faith, hope, and love. We are fellowship, philanthropy, and faith in action. We are the backbone of our parishes. We are the right arm to the clergy.
The left one, too.
And the left. Oh, see, that's what happens. We offer unconditional love, agape, to the children with cancer and their families. We light the path for our seminarians and students at Hellenic College, Holy Cross. We look after ourselves. We confidentially help those in need, paying for rent, providing food, and even providing a dignified burial for those who do not have the resources. We are strong, we are faithful, we are impactful, we are Philoptoos. So, I have a question. Do you know how to spell Philoptoos? Well, let me help you. Girls, come in front. Okay, give Give me a P. P is philanthropy because it is the core of our ministry. Give me an H. H is for hope. We give to those in need. Give me an I. I is for initiative we take in providing resources to help others. Give me an L. L is for love. Give me an O. O is for countless opportunities we have to do our good works. Give me a P. P is for the prayers we offer to God to bless our efforts. Give me a T. T is for time we generously give to serve the Lord. Give me an O. O is for our open hearts. Give me a C. C is for charitable contributions that make a difference. Give me an H. H is for our hands-on work. Give me an O. O is for the students we support preparing for ordination. And give me an S. S is for sisterhood over 4,000 women and men strong. What does this spell? Thank you.
Thank you, Jeannie and ladies. Okay. Now we're going to hear from Mr. Steve Tibbs, who leads our Metropolis Orthodox Parish Leadership Ministry.
Seriously, I'm supposed to follow that. Well, I'd like to bring up my team from the. Oh, they're not here. What's that? You mean they didn't hear my joke? I'm fine. Don't worry about it. We got it. All right, so if I can follow, and it is 5 minutes now. 2 minutes. Well, on behalf of my entire team, I'd like to thank you for the Orthodox Parish Leadership, or OPL as I'll call it, the rest of this evening as I finish my 5 minutes. So, OPL basically is dedicated to supporting parish growth, health, and what else, Paul? Capital campaign? Close enough. And what I like to do is go by the numbers today. So we're going to go 40. You reclaim your time. Hi, on behalf of my team, I'd like to thank you for being here. Orthodox Parish Leadership, as it'll be called OPL the rest of this evening, is dedicated to supporting parish health growth and revitalization. We're going to go by the numbers, 40, 4, and 2. So let me go through those very quickly. 40 is the number of parishes that I've had the opportunity to work with over this past few years in this ministry. And I want to thank each and every parish out there for that ability. That's a lot of parishes and a lot of time, but I've loved every minute of it. And that's, by the way, ministries as well. Not always just parish councils. It's ministry leaders throughout the parishes. The focus on that, as you know, that, and I can see your faces, guys. I know I've been at your parishes. I like feedback. Normally I would be out there, not here, but that's okay. And let's talk about the 4. So there's 4 offerings of OPL, and I need some level of participation that I just saw with the Floptahos, okay? So we're going to go this side of the room versus that tiny little side of the room, and I'm going to tell you what the 4 are. So over here, your 2 offerings are leadership development and parish revitalization. Let me hear you say that. Leadership development and parish revitalization. Capital campaign. And? I love it. Strategic planning. Now tell them what you just told me. Name all 4 of them over here. I have zero confidence at this point you understood what we just did. But yes, there are 4 offerings, all right? Capital campaign support, strategic planning, parish revitalization, and leadership development. That's what I focus my time and efforts on. And then the 2, that was the 4, the 2 is the ask of you tonight. Some of you may have seen this. Yeah? Yeah? How many of you have already taken this assessment? Yeah, we got some applause. Did you like the assessment? Was it troublesome? Okay. All right. So, based on the 40 parishes, 10 years of experience in doing this, we created a parish health assessment. I want you to come to my booth. I want you to take this assessment. The assessment, and you can ask anybody that's already taken it, will take 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, you'll be able to assess your parish health answering 12 simple questions. The nice thing about this is, if you want to talk to me later, then you put your parish in, but other than that, it's anonymous. But if we can get 100 people to take this, or 180, or however many that are here, we will also have a profile for the entire metropolis that I'm sure His Eminence would love to see of where we're strong and weak in some of these areas. So this assessment will look at the transformational core elements of your parish. The last one is we're launching the OPL Leadership Network, or the Leadership Network. I want you to all be part of that. The reason I want you to be part of that is, up to this point, no kidding aside, it's been a pretty solo endeavor up to this point. This year we're going to pivot and bring more people in. We're going to find 6 to 8 people that are going to be part of a core team that are going to go out and hopefully help parishes as well. But also we want to have you as part of the network. All you have to do is sign up. We're going old school. Just write your name and email address and parish. That's all you got to do. And we will put you on a list. We have research. We have best practices. We have findings that we want to share with you. But most importantly, we want to solicit your ideas of where we should be going for future development for our parishes and our ministries. And this would be an opportunity to join that think tank as well. This is for clergy and laity. Love to have all the
Sign up all the clergy.
Thank you, clergy, for signing up. Appreciate that. And so clergy does not have to sign up. You've now been signed up as a group, and I'll get your email list from Paul. Thank you very much.
Steve, we want to thank you and your team. Now we're going to hear from Mr. Kenny Scott and Father Gerasimos Markopoulos, who are now representing our Metropolis Missions and Evangelism Ministry.
Hi, Father Jerry. What are you reading?
Hey, Kenny, reading a great book, Spread the Word, Rediscovering the Apostolic Tradition of Evangelism by Father Michael Kaiser of blessed memory.
Really? I've always been interested in people who go to far-off places to share the gospel. I'm glad they can do it, but I don't think that's my calling. I seem to have my feet firmly planted in America.
Well, when Jesus said go and make disciples, he didn't really specify a place. He said everywhere. Our focus is on our mission to America and how we can evangelize and spread the gospel.
Evangelize here? I didn't know that was something Orthodox do. I thought only Protestants do that.
I find it interesting that the gospel lesson at baptism is the Great Commission. So by virtue of our baptism, we're all called to be evangelists and to spread the good news.
I agree that we are called to share the faith, and I want my friends to become Orthodox, but what would that look like?
Well, it starts with confession. I think we have to confess that we haven't quite lived up to our calling. Second thing is, it will require repentance, a change of mindset, how we view the world, how we view our local communities, and how we view our parishes.
I never thought of it that way, but it sounds overwhelming. I'm just one person. Where would I even start?
Well, it's funny that you should ask. So, one of our goals is to gather like-minded people who are interested in evangelism and mission work, and gather them regularly to meet virtually to talk about ways to evangelize. And so we're actually recruiting people from all the parishes in Metropolis to do this.
I think I would like to learn more about this. What should I do next?
Well, we have a great booth here at Clergy-Laity Assembly, where you can learn more about our work and our conference coming up June 6th through the 8th.
Count me in. How can I help?
It's wonderful, Kenny. We need everyone's help to spread the good news and spread the word.
Thank you, gentlemen. And now Father Gerasimos is staying up here because he also is going to represent our clergy continuing education. Give you a quick update.
Thank you, Paul. So we've been exploring ways to build on the great work that Father Steve Siklis has done over the years with regards to clergy continuing education. And we've been blessed over the last 6 months or so to have some new blood into this team. Dr. Chrissy Zeppos, who has so much experience in education, well beyond her years, has been working with us, and also Father Nicholas Matrakas. And so right now we're exploring 2 areas. One is we have within the Metropolis now these clergy koinonia groups. They're clergy peer support groups where clergy gather periodically to offer support to one another and to spend time with one another. And so this is a wonderful ministry that His Eminence inspired us to do. And so studies have shown that clergy learn best when they're with other clergy. So perhaps can we take these peer support groups and maybe expand them to include clergy peer learning? So that's one area. The second area that we're exploring is how do we deliver continuing education to our clergy in a way that's accessible and affordable, and it meets their needs, it's relevant, and easy to access. And so the way you do that is you establish a learning management system to deliver learning, but that's very expensive. So about a couple months ago, Father Nicholas Matrakas brought to our attention that perhaps the Patriarch Athenagoras Orthodox Institute, in its relationship to the Graduate Theological Union at Berkeley, might be willing to work with us and partner with us because they already have a learning management system in place that they use. And so we've been in discussions with PAOI and the Graduate Theological Union at Berkeley, and I'm really hopeful. I think they're going to let us join in with their learning management system where we can deliver synchronous and asynchronous learning to our clergy, which would be really affordable and accessible and beneficial. So those are the 2 things we're exploring, nothing really too much in detail yet, but these are the 2 areas that we're working.
Thank you, Father. For the past few years, our stewardship ministry has been led by Mr. Stephen Pappas. Unfortunately, Steve couldn't be with us tonight, but he found a great guy to represent his stewardship ministry. So Danilo Simic is going to tell us a couple of things about our stewardship ministry.
Christos Anesti, Christos Voskesem. I am not Steve Pappas. Steve is in Houston and to observe or participate in his daughter's first baby. So it's his first grandchild. So please keep him in your prayers. There's 3 things that the stewardship program offers for our community, for the Metropolis. First is education. And the idea here is to try to identify how stewardship relates to our love and our manifestation of a witness to Christ. And so that's what Steve intends to do through educating people on what stewardship means. Secondly is putting together resources. And this includes something that you might be familiar with, Bill Marianos from Atlanta. He has a program about encouraging stewardship and coming up with specific techniques for getting involvement in communities. And finally, Steve has organized these forums. And I've participated in these forums, these video conferences, where you have representatives from different communities in our metropolis talk about successes and those things that perhaps could be improved upon in their stewardship programs. And that's, I think, beneficial for all of us. Steve wanted me to invite you all to the stewardship table. I'm out there in the sun and now in the starlight. And if you have any questions about programs, I'll attempt to answer them and direct you to some resources. Furthermore, Steve wanted us to update the membership, the identification of who your stewardship chairs are in each one of your communities. Unfortunately, I don't have that list, the current list, so it's going to be tough to update. However, I'm sure Steve will figure out a way to get it out to all of you, and he wants to keep that updated. Finally, I wanted to share something with you. Well, Steve wanted to share that he thought that it's most importantly that the stewardship involves our personal salvation. So it's to make it personal, and I'd say that's a pretty important thing. In my editorial opinion, I think my experiences of witnessing Orthodoxy in a lot of different places, from Athos to Winnipeg, I would say, and my conviction is that it's all about Christ. It's all about his incarnation, his crucifixion, and resurrection. And how do we respond to that? How do we manifest that? And I think stewardship is part of that. It is about making that kind of engagement. Steve asked me to give you a personal testimonial about our community in Reno. Reno, Nevada, as many of you know, is God's country, and there's a reason why it's that way. However, we went through some challenging times in Reno, and we were looking at ways of engaging the community, and it's been quite successful. And we borrowed from, in developing our stewardship plan, you had Bill Marianos, Brother Bill's 502 PowerPoint slides, and then you have Father Eris's Metropolis', 15, 20-minute YouTube video with a whiteboard and a dry erase marker explaining a stewardship program. So we borrowed from both of those and came up with a plan. And I think the key thing is to make a written plan. You need to have a written plan, because an idea is in your head, you speak to it, as soon as you talk, those words evaporate. But if you put it in writing, it's something you can convey to people and help execute. So I encourage you all to take advantage of the program that Steve has led. I'm grateful to Father Eris, I'm grateful to Bill Marianos, I'm grateful to Steve Tibbs, and to Steve on organizing these programs for us. So all the best, take care.
Thank you, Danilo. Now we're going to hear from Johanna Carter, our Metropolis Director of our Youth and Young Adult Ministry Office.
All right. Good evening. My name is Johanna, and I've been the Metropolis Director of Youth and Young Adult Ministries for the past 9 years. As the director, I wear many different hats. The goal of this ministry is to provide opportunities for our youth and young adults to grow closer to Christ and to build a strong Orthodox community. Summer camp. Our Metropolis Summer Camp is here at our beloved St. Nicholas Ranch and Retreat Center, and we offer 3 weeks of summer camp in July. From the moment that campers wake up to the moment that they go to bed, they are surrounded by opportunities to pray and learn about their faith and participate in a variety of really fun camp activities. You can see here. Campers often go to confession for the very first time here at summer camp. They make lifelong Orthodox friends from across the metropolis, who they will become a huge source of support and strength as they continue to grow up. And summer camp is also an amazing opportunity to re-energize your youth programs at your parish through your youth participating, and also your young adults, who they become your parish youth workers who go through a whole week-long orientation. Speaking of young adults, we offer 3 young adult retreats throughout the year, starting with our winter retreat in beautiful Lake Tahoe, our Lenten and fall retreats here at our St. Nicholas Ranch. And many of the young adults have said that in their own communities, there may not be that many active young adults attending services all the time. And so coming to these retreats kind of feels like a spiritual oasis of other like-minded Orthodox Christians wanting to grow in their faith and grow that community. We offer our Goya Winter Camp here at St. Nicholas Ranch. It's an opportunity for our youth to come back together halfway through the year, and it's not blazing hot like in July. They get to come in their warm coats, so they love that. They get to continue the conversations, the life-changing conversations they've had about their faith, to reconnect with their peers. And it's also beautiful. They get to go up the mountain to the beautiful Sequoia National Park into the snow and go sledding and make snowmen. And they also get the opportunity to go up to the monastery and volunteer with a work project because it's not so hot that they're able to help out with that. Our Oratorical Festival is a beautiful ministry. And Dr. Eve Tibbs and I really would like to help nourish this ministry more moving forward. I know it's been hard with COVID, but we'd really like to help nurture this in the parishes. It's a beautiful opportunity for our youth to research a topic related to the church, get up in front of their peers, their family, and their church community, and speak boldly about their faith. Our Family Wellness Ministry, it's such an honor to be able to collaborate with them. We have launched the Relationship Project for our parish youth. We've offered 8 dates for couples of all ages. And just this next month, we are going to launch an amazing parenting series. So I really love working with them. There's many more parts of my job that I didn't list, but I had to try and keep it under this 2-ish minute mark. Okay. But with all these ministries, the thing that for me that is always top of mind, besides our faith, is keeping our youth safe. As you know, I'm the Metropolis Youth Safety Administrator. I've worked with all of your parish youth safety administrators, and I just want to give you a verbal hug. I really want to give all the Pisces a verbal hug because they've worked so hard. The system's not perfect yet, and I really appreciate all that you've done. I do have a lot more ideas. However, I can only wear so many hats, as you can see. Some of my other ideas that I have that I would need more heads to put these hats on, because it's just me in this office, like many other ministry leads. I would love to start a ministry that focuses on caring for those who care for others, to offer support and resources for family members taking care of loved ones with dementia, chronic illnesses, mental health issues, addictions, and others. I would love to get more into parish mentorship for youth and young adult ministry programs and utilizing some of the best practices from the Telos Project and effective Christian ministry. I would love to launch a Metropolis family camp here at the ranch. For summer camp, the kids come, they're It's really hard juggling all these. The kids come to the summer camp and they get nourished, but then they go back home to their families. And for me, there's a greater vision there where the whole family could come and be spiritually nourished together, learn prayers together, and continue that back at home. So that's a big, I would love to collaborate with others to make that happen. Also, marriage weekend retreats, men's weekend retreats, women's weekend retreats, altar boy retreats. There's so many more opportunities, but again, I just need more heads to put these hats on. So come visit me at my booth if you want to get more involved or have any questions, and I also have bug spray. Thank you.
Thank you, Johanna. And now we're going to hear from Mr. Spiro Bekas, who is representing our FDF ministry, our Folk Dance Festival.
Hi, everyone. I'm Spiro. Originally, I had a bunch of notes here in Kristen's book to share on FDF, but I instead want to kind of change it up and urge you to go to the Metropolis ministry reports and really look at the details on the program. And instead, I want to just share about FDF. It's not about dance. It's more, it's bigger, and it really kind of shadows the same themes that we've all been talking about all day: youth, ministry, service. You know, I started off as a dancer, and now on the parish council, father, husband, Metropolis council. And this year, after many, many years of participating, running FDF, I had the pleasure of directing a dance group. I'm not sharing to give you my resume here. I'm sharing because this group of high school seniors and college kids really loved being there. It wasn't about dance. They came every week asking about chanting and music and customs in their villages and how they can incorporate it into performances. Basically, it's just something bigger than just dance. Think about right now, if we put on a Calamantiano, what would happen? We would just start to hold hands. It doesn't matter your age, what you look like, if you're good, if you're bad. All you care about is you're holding hands with somebody next to you and you're at the church doing it. Not going to go into too much statistics, but I'm a little nervous, but I love this program. We had over 3,000 participants this year, over 1,000 plus or minus 1,200 dancers, but 900 of those were 9 to 17 years old. 200 of those were under 8. 500 participants were their first time ever coming to FDF. Once again, we were able to collaborate in our Diaconia projects with the Philoptochos that have been so successful. I bring that up not only to share about the Diaconia, but I think we could do so much more if we just work together within our ministries. It really, we're using the same, we all have the same goals. Other item, when you do look up about the program, take a look at who the management team members are. They are young adults in their 20s and in their 30s, professionals, amazing people. They're leaders in their industry, and they're at your parishes. They are up and down every parish, every community, and they're looking to do more. That's really all that I have. We're just looking to promote family, togetherness, ministry, service, and FDF, Folk Dance Festival, Faith Dance Fellowship. Thank you.